On the Spot Media presents.
We speak to random people on the street. We try to get people to open up in front of the camera and voice their opinions. We give people a platform to express themselves.
You're watching Youreonthespot.com.
On this episode, we'll be discussing, are we oversexed as a society?
Oh, yes, of course. Sex is there. This is what you do. Go Google Jane Kilgore, Killing Me Softly. It's in the toys, it's in the advertisements, it's everything. Oversex. Sex.
And the reason why?
Because it makes money. And then you got all the, you know what cracks me up? All these guys say, oh, I wish I could be with two girls. Two girls came and said, I want you. You'd probably have a heart attack.
No, we are not oversexed, I don't think. Just because, look at European countries, like they're much more sexual, and they do more work to censor violence, like in media. But sex is all over the place. So I would say no, because I mean, Germany doesn't have the best track record in history, but they seem to be doing all right now.
I went to Europe one time and they had a bunch of red light districts and they're very open about sexuality and sex in general. You'd be walking down the street and see, pornography magazines everywhere.
Really?
Even in comic books and the newspaper, they have, sexual references and innuendos, and they're very open about their sexuality there, whether it be through advertisement, through their artwork, music. They're more open in that society, at least what I noticed. And also in Asia too.
Really?
I traveled throughout Asia a couple of years ago. And again, with the advertising, it's everywhere. They do not hold back. But I noticed, in America, we have that form of censorship.
Do you see anything that relates or has anything that entice you that has any type of sex?
No.
Nothing. But where?
There.
No, man, that's a big gauge cigar. That's all it is. It's not shaped like a penis. It's not intended. But if you look at my neighbor next door and you look at his walls, all he's got is just sexy women holding beers to entice you to come in. You know what I mean?
Right.
But sex sells, and it's gonna sell, man.
We're definitely not oversexed, man. I mean, the fact is, we have a conservative establishment in power that its entire goal is to suppress, man, so of course they want us to think we're oversexed, but when I was in Australia, like, the people were saying, yeah, we joke around about you Yanks all the time, like, you guys think you're so oversexed, but we look at you and we feel sorry for you because you guys just aren't getting your...
Oh, I know, I'm personally undersexed, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just kidding.
You guys are watching.
You're on the spot. I think it's because we use sex to sell everything. And it's not taboo anymore to use sex to try and sell something to someone. And I think that's part of the over-sexing of America.
But at the same time, I'm thinking about the people in society who are definitely undersexed. Certain people who have not had sex for a little while. And so those people are like, wait, how is society oversexed? I'm not seeing any of that. But that was where that thought was going. I personally do agree that we're oversexed.
Sex addiction, is it a reality or a myth?
For a lot of people. I think a lot of people can say, oh, well, I'm an addict. So, excuse me of all of my,
Right. What's supposed to find out an addict, though? I mean, I mean, a guy's motivation or libido could be different than a girl's, and then also why is that person having to go to rehab? Is it did he do something bad and out of control, out of society's control, or what?
I mean, to me, I didn't really hear the sex addict term in the media until Tiger Woods went off his rocker. But then again, and they went sex addict, and I just think he's a professional athlete, a dominant professional athlete, one of the richest athletes in the world. Like, who'd have thunk? He has a serious problem and he needs help. Like,
no, I doubt this. Yeah, but I doubt Tiger Woods is a real sex addict.
No,
because it's not like 50 people came out and they're like, Tiger Woods coerced me to have sex, but it was one guy. So it was the I'm an addict. He said the word addict, so the media's like, oh, he's seeking help.
You're watching Youreonthespot.com.
Any addict, dude, it's like a series of very unhealthy behaviors. If you've got like 60 partners or 70 partners in the course of the year, you're at risk of injuring yourself and also becoming a vector to injure others.
There are people that have sex addictions for sure, because I've known people that have just watched porn all day long. Like, it's what they want to do, so
now,
whatever.
Watching porn, are they having sex though on a regular basis, or are they undersexed, and then as a result they're watching a lot of porn?
I usually don't. Well, that's too far into their personal business. So.
Do you think it's more of a chemical reaction or more of just like mental?
I think it's more mental, boredom.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's boredom. I think it is mental. I think when some people don't accept change well, and when you become consistent in a comfort zone, when you're in a relationship or something like that, having the ability to obtain that whenever you want it versus being single and having that change in your life, I think it is something that's mental, because it's comfort level to some people having that reassurance of a second person that's there versus them being alone.
I mean,
There is definitely a chemical reaction when you're having sex. I mean, endorphins are a chemical.
Oh, there we go.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, I mean, because same thing, for instance, gambling addiction, there's not a substance but it's the adrenaline that keeps you coming back. So I think that, yes, now, do I personally think that sex addiction is used as an excuse more often than not? I feel like at some point, like, there has to be a line where it's just like an easy out, where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I cheated, I'm just really addicted to sex.
Why are people deciding to stay single than getting married?
Personally, my parents' relationship fell apart because of that. My father was in the military, always deployed. And my mom gave in to those temptations.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of why it's split. But again, I learned a lot from their relationship. I'm currently single, but that's because I'm a college student. I have a lot going on. And I figured, when the time's right, it'll happen. And like,
Society doesn't want you to succeed as a couple, because that means you have your own separate car insurance, you have your own separate house, separate living, separate medical, like two refrigerators, two can openers. Yeah, it's a gold mine. It's kind of like when the economy actually goes up when stuff like Katrina happens, because people run out and have to spend money to fix their homes when a disaster happens. And that's definitely America. And we want to sell, and make.
Always be there. The tradition will always be there. There'll always be people who, like, my mother's on her third marriage, like, ever, the romantic.
Oh, really? Okay.
She just wants to be married. There are a lot of people that just want to be
Hey
married.
guys, this is Thicker Than a Sticker. You're watching You're on the Spot. See you later.